up, I loved the space program. But nobody doing that stuff looked like me. Very few people today even have a clue about black people's contribution to human spaceflight.
I was the only black in aerospace.
The only black NASA
The only black officer on space.
First black astronaut. Because they weren't written in history books. In the early days of the civil rights movement, NASA wanted to show that they were engaged in equality for all.
I was told by friends and enemies alike, you're 20 years too soon, buddy.
If you qualify and would like to be an astronaut, now is the time. This is your NASA.
I don't think America or anybody knew. I was a body, in a way. It was imaginary. It was a lie.
Around the same time, there was a Cuban who was the first person of color to fly. The Soviets made that history, not the United States.
To see a black man in space, it would have changed things.
Three of us all recognized that one of us would be the first black astronaut.
I would have made it to the moon.
One small step for man.
But they were not going to let that happen.
Representation becomes critically important to help us keep moving down that path.
Back in the day, they were saying that blacks are too ignorant to be flying in space. I'm smitten that you're up there doing all these wonderful things.
Black history is American history. We forget it at our peril.
Boom, there you go. That was the trailer for the space race arriving on National Geographic on February 12th, as well as Disney Plus and Hulu the day after. I'm Kuya P. This is Nerds Rule the World. And y'all, I'm just so excited. I got the producer, astronaut Leland Melvin, as well as the subject of one of the many subjects of the space race, Ed Dwight, legend. I'm so honored to speak with you both. If you would have caught me 30 minutes ago, you would have saw tears. I had to wipe it away. This is such a powerful documentary, and it just made me think about, actually, to be honest, and you actually mentioned it in your piece when you start, Ed, about the Tuskegee Airmen. I'm working on a documentary on my wife's grandfather, Edgar Bolden, who was a pilot, who then, afterwards, I from what I see and I feel I learned through the documentary, because after he came back, he taught at Howard, then got into being an aerospace engineer, and then worked at Wright Pat doing other things. So I'm curious, as you said, a lot of Tuskegees couldn't get into the program and maybe found other outlets to go to space. And I'm curious if now that I'm going to do some more research on that, but it's such an amazing journey. And what I wanted to ask you, Leland, I know you did a lot of the research to help bring this to the table, is getting people to speak. Because I know when I was doing my research, it's hard to get people to talk, especially people that went to war. And especially, us of color, we don't talk about it because we went through 1,000-fold of what happened. Just getting this together, getting Ed involved, and Ed, for you to speak on things that I'm sure were difficult as well. If I can start with you, Leland.
Kuya. Thank you, Kuya. I think the biggest thing is that me coming in as executive producer, Kennedy Marshall had already done a lot of the research, and they brought me in to help bring my brothers together to have a conversation and to have an authentic conversation that wouldn't be manipulated to exploit them, but to tell the truth and to tell a story that has a legacy anchored with Ed up to Jessica Watkins in space. And so that was, I think, my role, is to really bring them and have them trust the process and be authentic and be real.
I love it. And for you, Ed, you even said to yourself, you didn't even know much about history, and it broke my heart. Like I said, I was going through all the emotions of you, finding out about, I'm forgetting names right now.
Harriet Tubman.
Yes, but just like, oh my God. And then now you create amazing sculptures and art depicting, blackness and beautiful. Just if you just opening your heart and speaking and reflecting as you were involved with this documentary, Ed.
Well, you said that I didn't know history. I did know history. I knew a lot of history, but it was white history.
Right?
Yeah, because I went to white schools. I mean, that's the start. I didn't have a I had one black teacher my whole life. That was in kindergarten, and so I mean, I in essence lived in this white universe. And then when I found out that all this stuff that I was missing, and even wandering around in the space program, and what was fascinating about it, the black community expected you to know all that stuff. But I kind of didn't know what I didn't know.
Right.
And that was the big problem. So I had to talk to them about things that I did know, and had to do with space and test piloting, and then all these things that allowed me to be standing there in front of them. So as this thing moved along, I was remiss, to the extent, not my own fault, being remiss about not knowing Black history when I needed to know Black history. But as I think back on it, maybe if I hadn't known all that Black history, it might not have worked very well for me, because I would have been a little bit more militant. And I was not militant, which allowed me to get in that door, because all along in my Air Force career, I was getting these messages, you're not one of them. Whoa. And that happened through all my career in the Air Force. You're not one of them, you're one of us. And as I got out and was taught Black history, it was even my family that jumped on me, because my stepdaughter, and my wife knew more about Black history than I could ever imagine, and they helped me through this whole thing. But as I got to know Black history, and was given good reasons for making memorials, I was just told that there are no icons, there are no sculptures, there's no public art recording anything we did here in America. And so I just set about to change that, and I really dug into Black history, and got this. I'm a book guy. I mean, I had thousands of books, and I mean, I just read and read and read, so I could find out everything that happened, even the stuff that a lot of the Black history historians didn't know. You know what I mean? So I was enthused, and it all tied together, because the mission, if you will, if we have a mission in the Black community about bringing science to the Black community, and that's what I view this whole astronaut program is about. It's about bringing science, and how can we advance in science. And what's happened, think about it, we're getting ready to go to Mars, and the dude that's running the deal is Victor Glover, a Black guy. I mean, this is absolutely amazing. I mean, what? You got to be kidding me. And so here we hope through this movie we redirect attention, and to take the new generation, the Melvin Lelands and the Charlie Boldens, and all the guys that are enmeshed in what's going on in NASA now. I mean, that's part of the story that needs to be told, because a lot of people don't know that they're Black, that didn't know about Leland Melvin, for Christ's sakes, and until some of these things came out in this movie. So it all works, and the movie is one of the most incredible vehicles we could have to announce to the world, and it's not restricted to Black audiences, but it sure needs to be saturated in the Black community, so the Black people know what happened and can associate it with the Black astronaut and Black science, and get their kids and guide them in such a way that they can become a part of it.
So well said, Ed. Thank you so much. Leland Melvin, thank you so much. This is, again, as to your point, when you see it, you can achieve it. And I hope this is going to inspire everybody. It's dropping Black History Month here, February 2024. Everybody, February 12th, National Geographic, and then Disney Plus Hulu the day after. I'm Kuya P. This is Nerds World the World. So inspired. Gentlemen, thank you so much. I'm so honored right now. Y'all are amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Kuya.
Thank you.
Make history now, brother.
Most definitely. Thank you, guys. Awesome. Thank you so much. Kuya P, Nerds Rule the World. In a 1, 2, 3.